Wrong one. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Hope Shot Sunday Night Live. Tonight, we're going to be talking topics, man, related to recovery, related to just life in general. I'm gonna ask Caesar if he can read the clarity statement for us, right quick.
Is Tiffany not in the show?
She is. She bouncing. I don't know what's going on between her and Nate. They're bouncing, bro. Like bounce.
There they are. That makes me feel better.
It was bouncing between the 30 and the 29 on the countdown. It was just bouncing, so I kept refreshing my page.
Uh-huh.
All right. Hope Shot clarity statement. We here at the Hope Shot are a group of people in recovery spreading inspiration. We come from all different walks of life and pathways of recovery. Our verbiage may be different at times, but we all have one thing in common. Recovery is a lifestyle. We support all pathways of recovery. It doesn't matter how you get from A to Z, just get there. And thank you for being a part of our Hope Shot family.
Thanks, Caesar. So tonight, we are going to talk about connection. Connection with your fellowship, connection with your people, with your family, with whatever that is. Just connection with your higher power. I see Nate. I don't worry. I was getting there, Nate. I knew you're gonna. I knew it. If you guys just jumping on, say what's up. Let us know you're here. Please share this live video and then put it back in the comments. Let us know you shared it. I see some people are on real quick. I'm gonna say what's up to Dustin. What's up, y'all? Hope everyone had a great Sunday. Shared as always, my man. We got Michael DeFrank recovery. Hell yeah. We got Jerry. What's up, Jerry? We got Mike. What's up, Mike? Amanda. We got Bodie, man. Bodie's in the house. What's up, my friend? And then we got Rachel. Hey, Rachel. Man, we got a bunch of people on tonight, dude. You guys are killing it. Man, I hope you guys are having a great Memorial Day weekend. Man, this is a awesome family-filled weekend. Tomorrow, man, I have off. It's a Monday, so I'm super grateful that I get to barbecue, and if you know anybody in your family, friends, or whatever, man, make sure you, thank a service a person in the military that is gave us this freedom that we have today. Because without them, for one thing, we wouldn't have the freedoms that we are awarded today for this great country we live in. So, but I am going to give it to my friend Nate today, and I'm going to let him start it off. So, Nate, what's up, my friend?
Okay. Hello, everybody. Please excuse if I'm a little muddled today. I'm recovering from COVID. Went to a festival last weekend. That's why I wasn't with y'all. And I guess being amidst 100,000 people, I got hit with the vid finally. I've been ducking it for 2 years, yet I guess I had to go through that experience. So yeah, what better time to talk to connection? Because I've been really isolated all week. Even though I've talked to several of my peeps on a daily basis and prayed every day and did the same thing I do every day. It's still when I'm not immersed in this deal, there's things that happen. I'll start flirting with my insecurities a little more. I'll start questioning, things that I wouldn't have questioned before. My faith, it gets a little shaky. Not to mention the last, aside from this experience that I had at this festival last weekend, the last month for me has been super, super trying. I made a big transition with my business. Hired another person. I bought another truck, and this truck that I bought has been nothing but a nightmare. 3 days after I purchased the truck, the entire transmission busted out. Had to replace that. Got it back right when I got back this last Monday. And then 2 days later, the starter went. So got it towed again. And now, so now, that got COVID. Just a lot of challenges, right? And I even called my mentor, was like, bro, like, what is this, man? Like, I guess the universe is giving me all this space to practice my spiritual principles. And, everybody out, even though I felt like I was flailing for a little bit, everybody seemed to think that I was handling it with some grace and dignity. And right there for me is a clear indication that I am connected still, because without my connections to, first and foremost, my source, my higher power, what I believe in, and then secondly, my network, my fellowship, my people, and then lastly, of course, to service. If all three of those aren't kind of living in happy harmony, all working side by side, doing their part, I'm always going to have a disconnect, and I'm going to struggle a little bit, because for me, that is my ultimate defense today. That is my solution. It's what saved me and saved my life to begin with, and it's what continues to allow me to evolve in my recovery, in my life, in my personal life, in my recovery life, in my work life. Without staying connected on a daily basis, I become susceptible to the ways of the world, and to the way my mind will start talking me into, I'm not worth this, or maybe I'm not a good business owner. Maybe the universe is telling me that this decision was stupid because all this stuff is happening. Like, these are the things that I will start to convince myself of if I don't keep staying connected, keep praying, keep reaching out to my people, like exposing all these, dark thoughts that are always culminating in my brain when it has long enough to think about it. um, I feel like this last month has been one of the most difficult months I've had in a long time. As far as being tested, and thankfully, that's why I've always emphasized the importance of maintaining this connection and practicing these disciplines. Truly, I'm in a 12-step fellowship, so I'm going to, there's a part of our, my process that says I have to practice my principles, right, in all my affairs. This can apply in any arena, but whatever. For me, this is how it's relevant. And how am I doing that? Because if I am not doing that on a daily basis, and keeping, I don't want to say just just really staying on top of this most simplest practices, which is prayer, meditation, um, connecting to my network, and then service. And if I'm not doing these things, I'm in danger. I don't have this stuff figured out. I can slip back into and regress into past patterns and behaviors pretty damn quickly. So thankfully, I've been blessed with this solution. Someone showed me a way out, and I started practicing it, and I continue to practice it even in the best of times for months like I just had, because I understand that life is and will happen, and I need to be prepared for these types of things. And the more the more connected I am, the easier it is to navigate through adversity. And if I don't know how I would have handled this last couple weeks if I didn't have the connection I have with my, not only my source, but my people as well. And one more thing I'll share on connection, then I'll shut up, is last weekend we had this beautiful opportunity to go to this music festival and work a sober tent. It was called Soberville. It was at Rockville and Daytona Beach. And we're talking about connection, right? So now here you have 100,000 people where the majority are getting loaded. It's a party. People are hanging out. And to be able to see recovery work in this arena was one of the most magical experiences I ever had, because talk about connection. These people gravitated towards us. There are some people there that was their first music festival, sober. They were sketchy. We had some really, and then that's when at that festival I realized how powerful connection can be. Not only not only in the rooms or in our circles, but outside. I mean, that's why I got sober, to experience music, to experience traveling. And yeah, Bodie has something to say. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling. I want to hear what everybody else has to say about connection, and you have to excuse me for one moment.
Bodie wants to be connected to this thing, and he's upset that he's not.
Yeah. Hey, Caesar, you want to read some of the comments? You're muted.
I know I'm muted.
Well, now you're not.
Oh, I got to go back. I wasn't prepared.
You weren't prepared?
I wasn't prepared. Let's hit Dustin up here.
Yeah.
What's up, Dustin? He said, I love the topic of connection tonight. Myself, my connection with my family and my higher power have never been stronger, but my connection with everything else has fallen off. And I've developed some major trust issues with everyone in my life that isn't family. Well, that's why I messaged you this weekend, Dustin, because you need to build connections in your new area, just like you built them in your old area. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what I would do. So I'm praying for you, brother, and I hope you build the connections you need to thrive in your new community. Let's see, what else do we got? Oh, here's a good one. Missy Thang, struggling today. So glad you're all here. 578 days today. Bravo. And fear has taken over. Can't let it take me out. Thank y'all for being here. Connection is key. And yes, connection is key. The more I talk to people about the things that are going on in my head, the smaller the things become. The stuff in my head becomes overwhelming and huge when I keep it between my two ears. I can make a problem in my head seem like it's the biggest life-threatening thing in the world, and then I can call one of these guys on the screen and tell them what's going on, and it just sounds ridiculous that I'm even complaining about it anymore. But that's the way my brain works. It's a crisis up here. If I get it out into the light, not so much of a crisis usually. You want to grab a couple of these, Justin?
Sure. I'll grab a couple. Let's see. We got Melissa says, just take it back to the basics, 1 hour, even 1 minute at a time. Get to some extra meetings. And I'm sure she was replying to somebody that was on the thing. Let's see. We got David Dean. What's up, buddy? We got my connection starts every morning with a gratitude list with my sponsee family. That, you know, and I there's a lot of people now. Listen, let me just break this down real quick. A lot of people that are new, there's a thing that some people do, man. And it's like, and this is one thing that turned Tiffany on to Marco Polo. You're welcome, by the way. Was a gratitude thing. A gratitude where, like, if nobody knows what Marco Polo is, and this is connection right here, this is people in your circle, people in your fellowship, people in recovery, people wherever. You could get your whole family to do it if you really wanted to. It's a Marco Polo app where, like, you go on there and you record you for, like, you know, whatever, however long. You sit there and ramble for how long do you ramble, Tiffany? You know, just kidding. You know, with your friends and stuff. It's Marco Polo, like Marco Polo. You know, you can check it whenever you want. But I did this when I first got in recovery. And it helped me tremendously. I don't do it anymore, which I probably should, but it just, you know, yeah, whatever. Anyways, I got excuses for days. But it's a Marco Polo app. You can record yourself and you just say what you're grateful for. And you do it with a group of people, man. You have a bunch of people in that group and you just do a gratitude thing and just say what you're grateful for every morning. And everybody does it, you know? So, like, that was a huge thing for me. And that's a good thing for connection too. It's like all these things that we have, technology, man. Imagine back in the day. Now, like, look at this. Now, hear me out. Imagine back in the day when, like, you had to actually work for your recovery. It is like, listen, I'm sorry, but we have it easy these days with connection. You know, we have Wi-Fi. You don't have to get pissed off. No dial-up connection. You know, and some people that might be young might be like, "What the hell is the dude talking about?" No, I'm just kidding. But it's like all these things, man. These apps that we can use that could do video. We have FaceTime. We have this. We have that. Like, there's a lot of things that we're lucky to have that weren't back then. You know, like cellular phones and all that. We can go on and look up meetings lists on our phone and get a Google Maps to every single one. I remember back in the day when we had to go on MapQuest on our computer and print out all the damn charts and like put them in folders. Damn it, I'm giving away my age, ain't I? No, I was kidding. But so for what I want to say, what Nate, like what we were talking about with what Nate, since now I'm going with this. Nate, you was talking about like I can self-sabotage myself. I could say, you know, maybe the universe or maybe God doesn't want me to go this way, like because one thing bad happens or, you know, a couple things. And I do that all the time. Like literally when things don't work out like way I want them to, I think I'm failing at everything, like literally everything. If it's not happening in my time or in my schedule when I want it to, I will freaking throw the biggest hissy fit in the world. And Caesar, Nate, and Tiffany will probably vouch for that. And I'm okay with that. Like I'm literally okay. I know who I am, and like I know I could throw some hissy fits, and I'm really good at it. Because I want, you know, like, and especially when you're working on something so hard, man, you can get just the smallest pebble thrown into your path and it could be throwing you off. Well, that's like the connection that you have with the right people, you know. And actually, I was at a freaking celebration the other day, and we were just talking about relationships. You know, relationships that you built along the way doing all this work that you've done. And you save those people, man. You save those people for in time of need and in time of not need, you know, like all these people that I've made the connections along the way. And it's just like that dude Steve said, if these people weren't put in the right place at the right time, like where would I be, you know? And so like, but I call on these people when I'm getting these little hissy fits and I'm not getting my way, and they put me right back in line, especially my wife, because she hears the most hissy fits out of everybody on this screen. And sometimes she just doesn't talk to me, which is probably the best bet. And then she'll come talk to me, you know, when I'm done throwing my fit. But it's like, man, like, thank God for those connections. Like even with her, even with my wife, like the connection we have, I could talk to her about almost anything. And I know when I'm like I said, like I know when I'm being a douche, and I know that like, and she knows when I'm being a douche, and I know when she has her issues and vice versa. You know what I mean? Like, so we all freaking, you know, we know each other well enough to like, for one thing, know when to communicate and when not to communicate. Me, not so much, but because I just want to talk. I'm a talker, you know? But like I built all this stuff like along this path of recovery. Like, and these are healthy relationships. These are healthy conversations. These are people that want the best interest for me, you know? And like when we're at that celebration talking about that, it's like I have to be open, honest. I have to be vulnerable with these people in order for it to let people in. Like you have to build that connection. It's not something that happens overnight. You're just gonna like all of a sudden you got these best friends and everybody's freaking doing kumbaya and shit. It doesn't work like that. Like you got to build this stuff up, and then you have to build. How are you going to let these walls down that you've built for all this time? Like I've built so many walls. Like China didn't have nothing on it. You know what I mean? Like I've had these walls up to not let people in because every time I let somebody in, they're going to hurt me. They're going to use it against me. Everybody wants to attack me. Like it's just the way it is. Like, and I have to break down those walls as I go through this recovery process, working on me, working on myself, getting the connection with my higher power, all this stuff for that connection to build up with other people. And I can actually let them in and be vulnerable and be, you know, authentic, you know, be my authentic true self. And I'm still a work in progress here, 4 years, whatever it is, 4 years. There we go. 4 years later, I'm still breaking down those walls every single day because I'm sitting here with a little chisel, you know what I mean? I'm like, tink, 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 you know, It's like literally just little baby chisel on this freaking massive wall that I've created. And it's gotten better, but it still has so much work to do. And yeah, so that's what I got. So Caesar. Hi.
Hi, you got to change the view so I can be big.
You so your big head. What do you want me to run through these comments real quick, or do you want to?
I'll address a couple of them.
Okay, and then you do two, and I'll do two. How's that?
Whatever you want, sir. Rachel, I've experienced the mess that my life becomes when I've disconnected from my fellowship right before 1 year clean. It was terrifying because I couldn't see how much I was acting on old behaviors until I came dangerously close to relapsing. I stay connected today because my circle keeps me vigilant in my recovery and aware of my behaviors. And that's it. I can't see my own crap. I literally can't see it. I think I'm okay. I put my head down. I work harder. And unless I have somebody to tell me I'm acting crazy, I'm probably not going to notice it until it's too late. And exactly like you said, Rachel, it's all my old behaviors coming back. It's running on fear and ego and pride and no spiritual principles and no type of recovery in my life. It's the survival mechanism. So absolutely, I can relate. Let's see what else we got here. I start feeling paranoid of people, like even my children. It sucks because most of it is in my head. Yes, Kimberly, most of my BS is in my head too. I choose to believe it's my addiction. It's my addiction talking to me, trying to get me separated from everybody else. Dustin has a comment in here too. Addiction wants me to be by myself without a support network, without a connection to a higher power. And it works its way in by saying you can't trust people. You can't let down your walls, all the stuff that Justin was talking about. I can't be vulnerable. I can't share with people. My business is my business. And when I start acting like that, and I start bringing back prison mentality and all of that stuff, I get paranoid of people and I get sick and I start looking for relief. And it's usually not going to be spiritual relief. And take it away, Justin.
All right, giggity. So yeah, I just want to say what's up to anybody that's jumping on right now. The topic for tonight is connection to whatever that looks like for you. I also would like everyone, if you haven't already, please share this live feed. You never know who might need this, might need to hear this tonight, might be struggling. And this could change their course for tonight, for the week, for all of it, just from this one live. So please hit that share button and then put in the comments, let us know you shared. I have a couple. First, I want to say what's up to Allie. What's up, Allie? Y'all always show up with the right topics at the right time. So blessed to have found this group. We are blessed that you're here and you show up every week. And she also said, "Oh, poor Tiff," and I know exactly probably what that is. My hissy fits. But let's see. And we got Mark. What's up, Mark? He says, "Someone asked me what it was like to be addicted to drugs. I asked them to lock their phone in a drawer for 24 hours every time they thought about reaching for it. That bad." And that's the dude, your addictions, your phone, your whatever that looks like. I mean, some people got a honey bun addiction. You put one of those in the drawer, you know what I mean? Like, food could be it, anything, and so we got Jen. Jen is 521 days sober, don't have a recovery support system, just keep putting one foot in front of the other every day. Well, congratulations on your 521 days. That is a miracle all by itself. If you just find in your area, if you want to message us, maybe we can help you. We'll do the best we can if you want to message us. And that's it. So I will Caesar, you want to go? You want to let Tiffany go? What do you want to do?
Do you want to go, Tiff? Do you want to go first or last?
You.
No? All right. Yeah, we saved the best for last. I like that.
Me too.
So we did a training a while back that that said the opposite of addiction is connection. And it's took me some time to grasp that, but it's true in my experience, because when I was in my addiction, I was completely alone. I didn't let anybody in. I didn't have a network. I didn't have anything. I stayed in my room most of the time. I left to go get drugs, and then I went back to my room and used the drugs. And I had nobody, no accountability, nobody to give me one single good idea, nor did I want them to. You know, I didn't want anybody around me. I wanted to be by myself, but I couldn't imagine trying to do this by myself. Well, I can't imagine it. I tried to do this by myself. It doesn't work for me at all. You know, I have to have people in my life. I have to have the guidance of my source, my higher power, my God, whatever you guys are okay with. And all of those things took time. So if you're new and you're thinking, oh man, you know, I don't have these things they're talking about, you have to build them. I can equate it to being like a kindergartner and rebuilding my life. I didn't know anything. I didn't have anybody in my life that was good, so I couldn't. Hold on.
Well, I'm gonna let Caesar to be continued. Let's see if he comes back on real quick. If not, man. Oh, there he comes. Okay, we're good.
My dog started at the same time his dog.
Sorry.
It's okay, Caesar. We forgive you.
Yeah, I tried to keep him locked up during this, but he was sitting right behind me. Anyway, so it's starting fresh, learning how to trust people when I've lived a life that I didn't earn any trust, so I didn't trust anybody else. And it was like dipping my toe in the water, you know, one person at a time. It was my sponsor. My first sponsor ever was the first person that I really trusted. And it grew from there. He introduced me to people that wanted good things in my life. A guy named Sean that was brought into my life. He helped me find my first job in recovery. And little by slow, by going to meetings and meeting people that were on the same path as me, I built this little fellowship around me of people that were like-minded and wanted the best for me, and I wanted the best for them. And when you're surrounded by people that want you to do well, you tend to do well. When you're surrounded by people that want you to use and want you to go backwards, you'll do that too. So working on this thing, getting connected to a higher power, because that wasn't an easy thing for me. I read prayers off of cards in the beginning because they told me I needed to pray. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just read these prayers. But eventually those prayers became conversations to this power greater than me that guides me in life. It's the guiding force that I have. My understanding of that higher power, probably not that great, because if I could truly understand this being, thing, energy that has that much power, I wouldn't be doing it any justice. And what I do know is I keep my circle small, but I keep my circle strong. I keep people in my life that I know are doing the same things that I'm doing. They are trying to better themselves on a daily basis. I mean, I make jokes, but my wife is on a journey right now of doing meditation all the time, and she's spiritually growing. And if I'm being honest, I'm like, wow, I wish I had the passion for what she's doing right now. But because I am who I am, I make jokes and I make memes and I call her Chakra Khan, which is funny. But at the same time, you know, that's my wife. She's growing. I've got the guys on this screen, the women that are on this screen, that are all on a journey bettering themselves, whether they're going to school, classes, they own a business, whatever they're doing, their recovery, they're growing on a daily basis. They're not going backwards. And I keep those people around me because they're the ones that prop me up. And when I'm feeling crazy, or when I feel like when I'm feeling entitled and I shouldn't have to do something, or I'm whining like Justin whines, they put me back in my place. You know, I wake up in the morning and I go to bed at night. Yeah, Chakra Khan is the best nickname. Here, I'll put that up there. But connection's everything. It's literally the opposite of what I did for my entire life. My entire life, I tried to do things on my own. I tried to figure this thing out on my own, and I tried to avoid people. And I ended up broken, homeless, and miserable. So if this is what's working, I'm not going to move away from it. I don't want to get I got this. My life, Nate's talking about he bought the truck and the truck broke down and this and that. But let's go back to the beginning of that. You bought a truck, another truck. We talked about a gratitude list. Maybe Nate needs to hear that. Maybe he's saying, oh man, like maybe I made this horrible decision buying this truck. But the fact is, you're trying to better yourself. You're trying to grow your business and make your life better by expanding the business. And I can complain about anything, but if I go back to gratitude, my life looks really good. Justin hears me during my work days. I'm crazy during my work days. I complain constantly. My days are long. I work in the roofing industry. It's the beginning of rain season, and it's crazy. But if I go back to gratitude and I talk to my people, I have a job that provides a house that I'm sitting in, that provides a company truck that I'm usually complaining driving a company truck that I don't have to pay for on a cell phone that I don't have to pay for. How ungrateful is that? But I need to talk to somebody and say it out loud so I can realize I'm being ungrateful and get back to gratitude. So I think if you can do this on your own, one foot in front of the other without anybody, bravo. I can't. I 100% cannot do that. I have to stay connected to my source. I have to stay connected to my people, because as soon as I walk away from my recovery people and stop my connection to my higher power, I'm right back to my old thinking. And my old thinking is, maybe I made too big of a deal out of this whole drugs and alcohol thing. I could probably have a drink. And then the drink's going to turn into a drug, and then the drug's going to turn it. And then I'm going to go, how the hell did I lose my house and my job and everything else? Because I have an entire history that shows that's exactly what happens when I get out of the middle of the boat. So I have earned my spot to get in the middle of the boat. I'm not giving it up for nobody. We'll just get a bigger boat, and I suggest everybody get in it with us. So thank you.
Thanks, Caesar. Yeah, that track record, man. As long as you know yourself, to thy own self be true. I want to shout out Kylene real quick. She just celebrated 1 year, 9 months. Congratulations. She's 2 years ago. I overdosed and thought I'd never make it out alive, but here I am, living and being happy. That's what's up. And I'm sure you did it through connection, right? Connected, connected to sources, connected to your people. No matter what it looks like. I mean, us as human beings, man, we need to be connected to human contact. In order for us to grow as individuals, and we got Mark that says, not sure how I was added to this live feed, but it was exactly at the right time. Hearing people talking about higher powers is it was definitely a higher power that brought this to me. It's always the right time, the right place, the right moment. Everything happens at the exact time that we need it to. We got Allie says, amen, Caesar. Let's see. We got Helen. If I don't keep my connections, then the only person I'm talking to is me. That's when the addiction starts telling me lies. My connections keep me sober. Yeah, if we didn't have connection to the internet right now, I'd be talking to myself as well. You know what I mean? Same deal. Got to pay that bill. That's what I'm saying. Let's see. We got Tommy. Tommy, what's up, Tommy? We got my connection with a higher power and with the 12 steps was a game changer for sure. I found out there's a huge difference between being sober and being in recovery. That definitely is, man. There's totally two different things. It's the work. We got Dustin says, I've trusted the wrong people and it's blown up in my face. It will be hard for me to let people in again, but I will get there just with all new people. We got Scott says, lately I've been driving headfirst into work and get money, I started to feel myself drifting off, and I'm back. Good, great, Scott, man. It's glad to see you on here. Yeah, you haven't been on here in a minute, man, and it's good to see you, dude. So I am going to give it over to my lovely wife. Hi, babe. On the back porch, you gotta hit unmute.
Hi guys. Happy Sunday. Yeah, I do want to just bring up, like Justin mentioned, we're sitting here talking about connection, and of course, with the holiday weekend, that it is, let's take a moment to remember all the people out there that are missing the connection that they would have, could have, should have, but they fought for our freedom. So here we are being free to talk, right? I've seen some heavy pictures online over the last day, and I'm sure I'll see a few more over the next few days. And that sacrifice comes heavy on my heart, because I think a lot of time we do take so much for granted, the freedoms that we do have in our country, because of those people who go out and fight for it for us, and those families who sacrifice so that all of us can live in freedom. So with that being said, yeah. I'm praying for all of those families and people who are going through this weekend with heavy hearts as well. Connection, it's funny, right? So many of you guys pretty much touched on some real things that are going on just today, right? I'll start with my higher power, who I call God. Usually when I'm doing well, I start my mornings off with a Bible study, and then I talk to my sponsor, and I'm working, on my step work. And then throughout the day, I'll connect on Marco Polo with a couple different people. And that usually like gets me through my days. I connect with all different connections. I connect with my source. I connect with my program and my fellowship. I connect with my people. I connect with my family through Marco Polo. And things are usually, that's when I'm the most confident, right? And then I get lazy. I get tired. I don't want to connect. I just want to unconnect. And once I unconnect, man, I'm going through it right now. Over the last 2 weeks, I've kind of unconnected, and I haven't been doing my Bible study, and I haven't really picked up my step work. I haven't, really reached out to my sponsor much. I haven't reached out to my family much. I'm not doing anything, right? And guess who's feeling like crap? Hey, somebody brought up a little earlier with your children. And that too, man, I struggle hardcore with that because, when I'm doing well and I'm feeling confident, and then like my parenting and my connection with my children is like really rocking, and then I get lazy, or I get like, I guess I just want to disconnect from everything and everyone, and I go like want a hermit crab in my room, and my connection with my children, like I put up this wall almost, and like I have to break it down and connect with them, and I struggle with that too. I do. And it's just so important. Like, and we all fall off, you know what I mean? Like, we all fall off. I get lazy with it. I don't want to connect. And for no other good reason than the fact that I just don't want to connect. I just don't want to. And here I am feeling like crap because I haven't been. And so the moment that I chose this morning actually to open up my Bible and do my own little, meditation time, and I felt a little better. And then I called a friend, and Caesar, you had spoke on something that like resonated hardcore because it just happened to me today. I have been mulling over something in between my two ears all day yesterday and a little bit the day before, I think, or anyways. And I kept trying to get myself to get over it. Like, just let it go. Right. And finally, I called my friend to connect, and I said it out loud. And as I'm saying it out loud, immediately I hear how stupid it is and how small it is and what am I really saying? And then like as she's responding to me, I'm like, wait, no, I know, and it's like that, such a simple thing of talking to one person and getting it out loud changes how huge and literal turmoil it was ruining my entire being, like my whole mood. I was just going through it and there was no reason for it. Had I chose to just connect with somebody, get it out of my head, and it would have been done and over with in a matter of a second instead of letting it ruin a day and a half of my time, or my mood per se, my heart place. Um, yeah, so I mean, I think it's crazy, how for granted sometimes, like Justin mentioned, we take connection. It does come so easy. And that's why I get lazy with it. I don't want to anymore. Like there's so much connection, I get in the habit of checking Facebook and Instagram as soon as I wake up and I've had my coffee in my hand instead of doing my meditation and my daily readings. Like, why am I starting off with that? And when I veer off and I catch myself and I literally can analyze like what it's doing to my heart and my mind, and then I get back on the right track, and then I like all of a sudden I just, over the first couple day or two of doing it the right way, connecting in the right ways and the right times to the right things at the right times, like man, I just see life so beautifully. Like it's like in the morning when the sun starts to come up and the sunlight starts to hit all the trees, and it's so beautiful where the tips of the trees are in the sunshine and the rest of it's still dark, right? And it's like that's like what connecting does for me. Like it's beautiful. But then when I choose to not allow the sun to shine or rise because I won't connect, man, I sit in darkness and it gets ugly, right? And all those thoughts. And like Nate brought up, the whole questioning, man, we have sat through some of those same hardcore moments as far as like a couple different things in our life, man, and you really question so much. And all those questions that like you and a simple connection and talking to people, like you said, really helps you go back to what Caesar said, in the first place, we were able to make that decision. So let's go back to that starting point of gratitude. And wow, we made it that far to even try it. Um, so yeah, that's all I got. If you're struggling to connect, I'm with you. I get lazy. I get not wanting to connect. I get complacent. And I feel better today choosing to connect. And yeah, complacency, man, right? Because sometimes I get so connected, like I'm always connected, right? So you want to, I don't know. Anyways, I'm here with you, and I hope you guys have a good weekend and really think over the fact that we.
Thank you, Tiffany. You rock.
I see you, Nate. We're gonna do a couple questions and boom, it's right over to you, baby. I mean, comments. You got it, Caesar?
I mean, I don't got nothing, but I'll do it.
Do it.
Go back to complacency sucks. Yes, complacency sucks. That's the one thing that we got to really watch out for. The more years, months, days that we get under our belt, we're like, oh man, I got this. I don't need to go to that meeting. I've been to that meeting 185 times. What different is there going to be at that meeting? James isn't on, but James and I were talking about it. I take my attitude of, I know what's going to happen at that meeting. I've been there 150 times. Why should I even go? And if I do go, now I've got a preconceived notion in my head. I'm like, oh man, that one guy's going to say that same crap that he says every single time, and I'll get nothing out of it, even if I do show up. So yeah, man, complacency. Yes.
Want to touch on that too, because I was thinking about that when I was listening to you guys talk, because that was something too over the last month or two, I really hadn't connected with our fellowship. I hadn't gone to meetings because I was just, busy doing whatever I felt like I was doing. And then when I finally went to a meeting, man, did it like refire, or what is that? Rematch the fire. Like, because sometimes I forget, right? Like you said, like I get complacent going to meetings and it's like, I don't need it. Or not that I don't need it, but I'm just busy, or I don't need it. I feel like I tell myself that, right? And then I went to the meeting, and the things that I heard in that meeting that were like things like you said, I've heard it at tons of meetings before, but man, did it really like spark it again, where it's like, this is why we do this, man. Yeah.
Love it. So, there's a bunch of Tiffany love on here, by the way, because they want you to know you look so extra pretty today, Tiff. But let's see what else we got. Oh, one more for Tiff. Rachel. Tiffany McFadden, seeing your face makes my heart so happy. I love you. Tiffany gets all the love. So that's me definitely disconnected. I've been in this new town for almost 2 years and haven't found the right people yet. I literally just keep to myself. And it's tough, man. It's tough. That's complacency too. It's, that's, I had all the right people here in Newport Richie, and now I've moved somewhere else and they're all the wrong people. So I should just keep to myself. I don't have to keep trying. But I know a lot of people with a lot of time that moved somewhere and couldn't find the connection and moved away from the fellowship and paid the price for it. I'm not saying that's going to be your story, but I am saying that I know a lot of people that went down that path. And the further removed you get from the solution that got you where you were to start, the higher the likelihood is that it's going to eat your lunch. You want to pick up some, Justin?
Yeah. And I want to say something on that real quick. We have expectations on people too. The expectations of, they're not the same as the people I had. You know what I mean? Like, they're not the same. They don't do this right. We are sitting there and just picking these people apart. Like, we're literally crucifying them because they don't match our criteria. Well, maybe we need to switch our criteria a little bit to make those things match a little bit easier. And you probably will find the right people, So I want to hit Rachel again because this is something I struggle with sometimes too. I've struggled with connecting fully with my children since getting clean out of fear, shame, and guilt. My children are forgiving and compassionate beyond anything I deserve, and it's the process of forgiving myself for the years years they lost with me that takes time. Working steps on it has made a huge difference. We are growing and healing. I want to say that, yes, that is something that I have struggled with because I have children that are older and, my life has not been pretty. You know what I mean? My 2 youngest will never see that. They'll never see it. But my 2 oldest, they get the brunt of everything, and connecting with them, man. It's like, for one thing, I'm connecting emotionally with anybody is a struggle for me. It's a huge struggle to connect with people emotionally for me. Like I said, I still have walls up. I have huge freaking walls sometimes. And, connecting with my children, sometimes it's they get the ass end of it because I'm still not there, or we just, it's just a weird, it's like, it's almost like, I don't know, man. It's the shame and guilt. It's all those little things that like you hold on to throughout this whole process, and not taking the time to get to know each other sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, I don't just take the time to make the time, even with my younger kids too, even with Tiffany. Shit, we have to, in order to connect with people, connect with everybody in your life, you have to take the time, get off the phone. I'm guilty. Get off the phone, make the time, do the connections, and make it. You have to build it. Like we keep talking about building this with our family, with our kids, with our wives, with our husbands, with our everything in our lives. But we have to make the time, literally cut the time for it. So,
and actually make the effort.
And make the effort. I don't know why.
And make it a priority, because we put everything. I'm putting myself in with you, Justin. We put everything in front of that. Oh, I got to work. I got to do this. I got to do the thing for the Hope Shot. I got to do that. And the people are the ones that are missing out on my time. All the things and the tasks are getting done, but the people are missing out on the time that I could be spending with them, strengthening the connections and strengthening the relationship. So good point.
Yeah, and it's true, man. Like when we'll make a big I make big tasks out of it. Oh my God, I was worked yesterday. You know what I mean?
I do the same thing.
I'm a victim here. I worked my ass off this past week, and I got my butt up this morning. Went to Busch Gardens. Did I want to? No. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. I forced myself to go. Did I have fun? Yes. I got to ride some roller coasters, so I'm gonna put myself right there because that's where I should have been. But and, I'm over here.
Don't forget about Nate.
Hey,
I'm gonna let Nate speak because we've just been rambling on, and I'm sorry, Nate. I didn't mean to do it to you. I'm gonna put you here. That comment I had to share on that one.
Oh, no worries at all. I just couple things that have been going through my head. When Caesar was talking about how he was when he was out there and his lack of connection, I always thought it was such a terrible irony that how much I longed to be a part of, but how little effort I made to be a part of, you know. And it was like that the biggest irony I was ever immersed in was like the fact that I longed for connection. I longed for relationships. I longed to be a part of stuff, but I did everything opposite to get there, you know. And I carried that into my recovery. I carried those behaviors, man. It's one of the most awkward and uncomfortable things when I first get around this deal is to reach out to strangers and ask for help. It was the biggest obstacle for me, and it's super uncomfortable, but the power in it is limitless. It's infinite. It's the biggest resource that I have discovered between whether it's from asking my God for help or asking my people, one of the two. That the ability, that discipline has completely changed the whole trajectory of my recovery. And then I just thought what Tiffany what she shared tonight was so beautiful, man. Well done, Tiffany. Because truly, like, especially the analogy, because it's so accurate, man. Either we're in the darkness or we're in the light, you know. I went through a process to get rid of all this darkness that was inside of me so light could come in. And the more I get away from my source or my people, the more stuff I'm putting in between me and that light, you know. And I find that the more conversations I have, the more prayers I have, the more active I am. I have a clear path between me and my higher power and my people, and that connection to me is priceless. But you know, it's a constant effort, man. I can't stay connected, you know, by osmosis. I really have to stay busy and keep my feet moving on a daily basis, because complacency does suck. And I think I'm lazy by nature. You know, I really just would prefer to sit and watch TV and hang out and play on my phone, you know. But the more I get into the middle of this deal and get connected, I look forward. Even I mean, I was sick this week. It's the sickest I've been in a very long time, and my phone was constantly ringing. You know, everybody checking just to see if I was okay. You know, I used to.
I used to do that too. I used to freeze on the screen.
Yeah, that I used to do that all the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let's take them off there.
No, put them back.
Right, we're back.
No.
we were just talking about this before the thing too.
You look like Robert De Niro right there.
Yeah, yeah, he does. The fucking guy, man. Yo, we were just talking about this. About let's all pretend like we're frozen. We do our froze face, and it's always we get us in those messed up positions. Like,
hey, can I pop this comment up real quick?
Yeah. No, Caesar.
I'm gonna do it anyway. You never know when it's gonna be someone's last moment with you. I feel like the other tasks will always be there. And man, I needed to hear that. Is that Allie?
Yes, Allie, that girl.
Allie. You know, at the end of my life, I'm not going to look back and go, man, I did a really good job at that roofing company. Like, man, I was out there just killing it with roofing stuff. It's the relationship. It's the time with my children. It's the time with my wife. It's the time with the people in my fellowship. And if I'm missing out on the time so I can do a little bit of extra work or something like that, then I'm really missing the whole point. The tasks will always be there. You know, I don't know if the people are going to be there tomorrow. So thank you for that reminder. That's strong.
Yeah, that was a great comment. You know, I want to say, can I say something on that real quick? So, you know, one thing that put us in perspective, and we're gonna go back to Tiffany's and me's, you know, last year when she got cancer, it's like, that's what it took to put in perspective. Oh, she got blacked out. Damn it. But that's what it took to put things in perspective. Don't wait till it takes a life event, something tragic, to put you onto a course that's actually, you know, where you need to be, because it took that. Welcome back, non-frozen Nate. I thought I was gonna have to move your, like, every time we moved the screen, I was like lifting your frozen body and moving it over. Like my weekend at Bernie's.
My phone just got zapped, dude. I don't know what happened. I got perfect connection. I don't understand.
But I was gonna say, like, don't wait till something like drastic happens in your life. You know, like a medical a sickness, you know, whatever it is. Mostly it's sickness these days. You know, everybody's getting sick. And because you never know, man, it's gonna be the last moments, man, and you should try to not chase the mighty dollar, man, and chase that connection. You know what I mean? I'm guilty. Nate, you want to finish what you're saying before you?
So guilty.
Before you got possessed?
Yeah, I think my phone's got COVID too, man. No, I'm grateful, man. I miss everybody. I miss this. Can't wait to get to a meeting this week. I got a lot of service coming up this week. I'm really looking forward to it. So grateful, man.
What's going on this week, Nate?
We have a recovery summit in New Smyrna Beach that the Hope Shot will be showing up for. I'll be representing for us there. And then Saturday we have recovery in the square in Ocala. If anybody is in this area, Florida area, wants to come check us out, it's going to be a pretty neat event. Downtown Ocala is a really pretty place. Don't let the horse capital fool you. It's a fun vibe. Really strong recovery in Ocala. I look forward to connecting with some of our peeps over there that have supported us and supporting them as well. And yeah, really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. Shopper Tom's going to be in the house. Dustin's going to be in the house. I'm going to be there.
And Dustin, man, get out your head, bro. I don't know what you're going through, but you know, it's not our responsibility how other people act. It's our responsibility how we react to it. So that's probably the best advice I could ever give anybody that's having people problems. You know what I mean? It's not really their problem. It's truly ours. You know what I mean? Like how are we handling what life is throwing at us? Because I could have got caught up in that this week as well, man, blaming whatever. But I took responsibility, man. You know, I could have done more research on the truck. There was horrible reviews there. I played a part in that. I could have not gone to the festival with 100,000 probably potentially sick people, and I probably got COVID. You know, we always play a part. How am I? It's all on me how I react to what life throws at me, and I want to see that light on the top of the trees like Tiffany. Tiffany, man, oh man, you touched my heart tonight. You did awesome, man. It was so great.
Every time she talks, man, like she tries to sell herself short, but every time she talks, the comments blow up and I get something just super solid out of it.
I mean, if anybody saw that her reel is, for me, it was the most powerful of every single one of them, man. That shit had me tearing up when I was watching it. Powerful.
Everybody else agrees, but don't put her on the spot.
It
makes it worse.
Nate, what you said, Nate, for Dustin, that's kind of something one of my mentors said to me was, that's outside of your hula hoop, bro. Like, we don't control outside of the hula hoop. I can't control how people act. I only control how I react. And, you know, I'm not going to let anybody else's actions or attitude keep me from literally living my best life, you know. And for me to live my best life, I got to put recovery first. So, you know, if a couple people are acting shady, I'm going to do my best to make sure that I'm finding the right people to put in my life, actively putting the pieces in play and in place to build a stronger network. And I made a comment that somebody else, and I don't feel like scrolling back, but yeah, a small, strong circle. I probably know hundreds of people, maybe thousands of people, but my circle I can count on my hands, my fingers, because that's the ones that I know are there no matter what. And those are the ones that I keep close. And then the ripple effect goes out. We affect a lot of people, and that circle's huge. But my personal circle stays small and stays strong. And it's strong because we lift each other up.
And it's funny. Your source, your God, whatever you believe in, they'll always show you who belongs in your life. Take that as a lesson, and that's it. Take it as a sign. That's what I do. If somebody's acting a certain way, that's just usually a message that I'm trying. And am I receptive enough to see that or read that sign? And most of the time, it's saying that I need to move around and find some different people in my life anyway.
That was something I wanted to touch on that I totally forgot too, is that, because a couple different people mentioned that like they moved away or that they're just in an area where they just don't have a, circle or people that they trust or want to talk to. And I was told to look for one person, just one, and a lot of times if you just go talk to the old timers, and that doesn't mean like people with time, but like the old timers that are the elder people, you find just that one person you share a story with, let them share their story with you. And like, I'm talking life story, not, and if you can just find one person that you can connect with, and then from there, usually, like Nate said, God starts to place people in your life, that you can talk to. Because I've been through that. I'm sure all of us have been through that, where I really started to question, am I a good person? Because so many people were filtering in and out of my life. And I'm like, I had to become accepting of it and realize that some people are here forever. And a lot of people are just we're meant to cross paths and keep going, And so, if you can just find that one person that you enjoy chatting with here and there, that'll put a smile on your face every once in a while when you do choose to connect with them, and start there, and then let your higher power and life do its vibrations and bring people.
Hey, we all came from different circles. Everybody that's on this screen was in a different circle, and we all met each other.
Hey, babe, you're my person. You're my one person.
Justin's out there trying to get brownie points. I'm gonna mute myself.
No, you ever seen that commercial? The commercial, what is that? Freaking, oh my God, Sonic, where it goes, oh, you gotta get brownie points. You gotta go get this brownie shake from Sonic to get brownie points. And every time it comes on, I'm like, babe, is that what I need to go do? You go get you this brownie shake from. I think it's hilarious. This is a little inside joke, but we know who the ass kisser is. You're damn right, bro. Like, I'm a whiner. I gotta make up my time, in other areas, and like, just yeah. So that's it for tonight. I want to say, I got one person. Hold on, Nate. I got one person, Kristen. It's great seeing you here. I haven't seen you in a minute. Like, I've seen a little bit on the group side, and I had to like go in there and see you there. But it's good seeing your name here in the comments. She says, I really needed this tonight. I'm having major problems with my brother's narcissistic girlfriend, baby mom. They live right next door. Like, we literally share a porch and a backyard with me. It's been extremely hard this past week for me. She uses my niece to hurt me. It's disgusting. I'm sorry you're going through that, but it's good to see you on here, and I'm glad you got something out of this tonight. If anybody else got something out of this tonight, hit that share button, share it out, because somebody else might need to hear this tonight and might need to see this tonight, and that share button could bring it to their attention. Go ahead, Nate.
No, I was just waving goodbye, man.
Oh, were you? Like,
I will, okay, now that I'm on the spot, I will say, just piggyback off what Tiffany said, and I'm shut up. That's done. It's amazing once there's a one common human denominator, as everybody has something they're struggling with. If we can look for the commonality in that instead of all the differences, you'll be surprised with how many people you connect with. If you can lead with compassion and love instead of judgment, and ego and, that type of stuff. Everybody is struggling with something. Connect with that. How can't you connect with that, man? There's plenty of people out there that are just trying to feel better, man, trying to do better. And if we can look for that instead of like what they're wearing or what they're not doing or all these other judgments that I am fucking guilty of myself, it's amazing the connections that we can make.
Dude, we're gonna leave it on that. That was beautiful, Nate. I love that. Yeah, drop that mic, man. You come off that sickness and like a spiritual realm, bro. We're gonna get you sick more out. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you guys for being on here. Thank you all for being in our comments and sharing with us. It really, this is the connection, man. Like, except for Nate's connection when he gets stuck in the
Hey, Justin, can I give one shout out before we close? What's up, Sandy? Thank you for finally joining us. Sandy's a friend of mine that we go way back, and she's finally found the Hope Shot, and I'm happy that she's on here commenting, and I love you, lady. That's it.
Okay, and I just want to say something that Jason, real quick. This is not an NA group. This is a recovery. We all come from all different walks. We all have different recovery journeys and stories, but we all share the same thing, recovery as a lifestyle. So I just wanted to put that out there. But hope to see you. We're going to have this Wednesday. We will be having our Addiction to Success. We should have somebody new. I'm trying to get them lined up right now. So we hope to see you all here Sunday for another episode of Addiction to Success. Enjoy your Memorial Day tomorrow, this week. Enjoy the week. I hope you guys have a wonderful time, and we love you guys. And thanks again for being here, and good night.